Right now at noon, it's an alert day in the 4 states. Winter storm warnings continue. Road conditions continue to deteriorate across the area. We'll have a look at that forecast and those road conditions coming up.
Plus, tips to avoid hypothermia and frostbite during the bitterly cold temperatures. And an organization in Oklahoma is keeping unhoused people warm during the winter weather.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Well, snow is here in the 4 states. Here's a live look outside of our station in Cherokee County, Kansas. Now, more snow is on the way along with frigid temperatures. This is KOAM News at noon. I'm Elise Snowy. Let's go straight to Chris Warner for more.
Now we've got, of course, the snow really starting to pick up across the area. We've had that continue for us, and it's deteriorating road conditions. Live look downtown Pittsburgh. Look at that snow really coming down. Look at it blowing out there as well, leading to reduced visibilities, and you can see road conditions are not all that great. MoDOT camera 32nd and range line in Joplin again showing covered roadways at this point, and it will continue to snow for the next several hours across the area. Here we are on the Skywatch Storm Tracker. Everybody getting in on it now. Got a little bit of a dry slot back here. We're expecting more snow to continue to fill in and continue to build in from the west, so we're still not quite done with snow out here yet. Yesterday started at 16, made it to 38, as you can see. Nowhere near normal, nor are we going to be for a while. 11 in Joplin right now, 7 in Pittsburgh, and as we go through the rest of the evening, we're going to see temperatures just kind of hold into the single digits for most of us, maybe some low teens, with that heavy snow continuing at least through 10, and still additional light snow or flurries once we get later into the overnight hours as well, and we'll have those gusty winds continuing, leading to the dangerously cold wind chills as we've seen upwards of 20 below zero at this point. We're going to take an in-depth look at road conditions. We're going to see where they stand right now and show you what roads are looking like, and then a little later we're going to talk about this snow and the cold air and how long it lasts. Now it's all coming up here in just a few more minutes. Elise?
All right, Chris, thanks. Well, first responders and medical professionals alike recommend you try to stay inside if possible during these conditions. KOAM Samantha Walker is outside our station with some information on why doctors warn winter weather like this could prove dangerous to your health.
Elise, let me just say this. For those of you able to stay at home, I'd recommend doing so if at all possible. I'm outside right now, so you don't have to be. But even if you're maybe staying off the roads, there are still several reasons why you may be outside, from shoveling snow to attempting to build a snowman. But with these temperatures right now, medical professionals warn things like frostbite and hypothermia may not be far. They say it's important to consider your safety at times like this.
Most people don't know that they're developing hypothermia. They get cold, they stop shivering, they become delusional, and go to sleep.
They say if you're going to be outside, it's important to try and limit how much time you are out. And they also say it's important to try to stay as warm as possible. That means you're wearing things like hats and gloves. Back to you, Elise.
All right, Samantha, thanks. And you can also get the latest road conditions and power outages across the area anytime through this QR code. It'll direct you to links on our website, KOAMnewsnow.com, for information for each of the 4 states in our viewing area. And for a full list of closings in the area due to winter weather, just scan this QR code for school, government, church closings, and more. The QR code will take you straight to the closings page of our website, and once there, you can also find instructions on how to submit other closings. Well, before the winter weather came in, people across the 4 states were stocking up on supplies. Now, a number of stores were busy yesterday, including hardware stores and pharmacies, as people rushed to get what they need while they still could.
It's the calm before the storm, and it's not very calm in here. Both stores probably got 3 dozen sleds, and every person I've seen, every group of people have been carrying sleds, so they won't last, much longer.
We have a shower drain that does not like when it gets real cold, so we're grabbing some stuff to try to keep that from freezing over the next few days.
All right, grocery stores around the area were also busy yesterday as some people might be unable to get out of the homes in the days or two ahead. We want to tell you about something happening right now. I-44 westbound is closed at exit 29 with a multiple vehicle pileup. So if you're headed in that direction, please, make sure that you're safe. Switching over now, some populations are more vulnerable to the bitterly cold weather because of a lack of resources. KOAM's Melissa Alexis has more on a nonprofit that's helping the unhoused stay warm.
It got so cold I had ice in my tent.
Just last winter, Patricia Millard had no place to go during the cold winter months.
I spent all last winter in a tent with a broken tibia bone.
She also didn't have access to consistent meals.
Where I was staying at, I had to walk about 7-8 miles one way to get meals.
Patricia says during the cold temperatures, there aren't many options for unhoused people to stay warm.
People stay in storm drains, they stay in ditches, under tarps, laying, just flat on the ground under a tarp.
But a year later, this winter is different. Patricia says that's thanks to the Oklahoma Emergency Response Team in Miami providing shelter.
It's nice to know that I don't have to worry about somebody coming up and trying to steal my belongings or trying to attack me when I'm sleeping.
Rick Aldridge is part of the Oklahoma Emergency Response Team. He says he wants to help keep unhoused people off the streets during the winter weather. The nonprofit provides meals, shelter, winter clothes, and other necessities.
A lot of folks that are out there, they're just trying to rough it a little bit. We're just concerned with the amount of snow that we're going to be getting, the temperatures we're going to be getting. So we're kind of gearing up just in case we get those people that do want to come in. We'll have bed space and everything for them.
One of his concerns are unhoused people exposed to the extreme temperatures and the effects those dangerous temps can have on their health.
I have a concern of frostbite. That's very dangerous. As you know, you're going to wind up losing that limb or whatever it is. So we're very concerned because a lot of our folks that are out there are not properly dressed.
Froze to death in the van. I've known a lot of people that's lost fingers and toes because of frostbite, because they just can't stay warm enough. I mean, you can only layer up so much, You can wrap tarps around it, you can put blankets on and all that, but it's not going to keep you warm enough. You have to have some heat.
And her message to anyone who's in the same position she was in last winter:
you need to come in, you need to get out of the cold, you need to have a hot meal, and this is the place to come.
Reporting in Miami, Melissa Alexis, KOAM News.
Well, the nonprofit is located on Main Street in Miami, and they're in need of donations like boots, gloves, and hats. Well, Joplin first responders were alerted to reports of a shooting Monday evening around 6:30 near the 800 block of South Florida Avenue. A male was found suffering from a gunshot wound. Now, this was a non-fatal wound, and he was rushed by ambulance to an area hospital. According to JPD, they believe it was an exchange of gunfire, and they have located the other party involved. Police say there is no threat to the public. Well, up next, Chris brings us a full look at today's road conditions. And later, we're making hillbilly pasta bake in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.
All right, we are going to take a look at those road conditions with our traffic alert first. So first, some information you need to know that's just coming in right now. First, we do have I-44 westbound closed at exit 29 near Sarcoxy La Russell due to a multi-vehicle pileup. And then just moments ago, additional information coming in. I-44 traffic is being rerouted, westbound traffic being rerouted away from Oklahoma due to multiple vehicle crashes on the Will Rogers Turnpike heading into northeast Oklahoma. So at this point, if you're trying to get to Oklahoma I-44 westbound, it's not going to happen. You're going to be diverted. And if you're trying to get westbound from Sarcoxy La Russell at exit 29, also not going to happen. And these are the exact reasons we gave you this morning to stay home. Those of you who are watching, you did that. You stayed home. You stayed where you're supposed to be. Take a look at how quick things are changing out here. We have heavy blowing snow, which is exactly what we said was going to be going on. Roads are becoming covered quickly. We've been watching traffic cameras around the area. We have seen vehicles fishtailing and sliding out here. You got to, if you have to be out, which by the way, unless it is an absolute emergency, you should not be out. You're going to have to go very slow. You need to plan for whatever trip you're taking to take a lot longer than usual. All right, that's 69 at East 520th Avenue. This is another great shot here. 69 at Kansas Crossing, same position from this morning. Somewhere in this area is the right turn lane out of the casino to go up to the four-way stop. And some of these folks, I'm telling you, and maybe it's just the camera, but it seems like they're going a little too fast for these conditions. Quick look, MoDOT camera 32nd in range line. It is covered there as well. Same from 20th in range line. This is where we've seen people fishtailing coming off of those turns here. I-44 cameras look okay, but again, we've got multiple vehicle pileups and we've got diversions and crashes. You need to stay off the roadways. Quick look at the statewide conditions. We've got covered roadways across a good portion of southeast Kansas, nearly every significant highway we have out here, and the same is holding true on the Missouri side. Covered roadways across our entire region, so don't go out unless you have to. We're going to have a look at your forecast. We're going to talk about the snow, the bitter cold, and when it warms up right after this. Welcome back to the KOAM News at Noons. We've been dealing with the snow since this morning. We had a little pause. That pause is gone. We just showed you road conditions across the region, and we just got done telling you. And a quick reminder, I-44 westbound is closed at exit 29. That's Sarcoxy-La Russell. I-44 traffic is being diverted at the Oklahoma-Missouri line because I-44 westbound into Oklahoma is closed due to the number of crashes on the Will Rogers Turnpike. There are any number of reasons for you not to be out right now. We've given them to you, and those crashes are other reasons. Stay home unless it is an emergency or you're in a position like we are where you have to go to work. We get it. We're there too. But it's a number of our staff staying here tonight because it's too dangerous to drive. And you need to consider the same safety for yourself because this snow is not quite done. A little bit of a dry notch building into parts of El Chautauqua County. We'll still have additional snow. This is not done. Don't let that little dry slot fool you. We have several hours of this to go through. So here we are by 5, still heavy snow, blowing snow. The gusty winds will not let up. Temperatures hanging out into the single digits. By 10, the heavier snow now almost right along the I-44 corridor. Back behind it, very cold, but now we're dealing with light snow showers and flurries. Once we get past about 11 o'clock midnight, the bulk of the heavy snow is done, and we're going to be left with flurries and mostly cloudy skies throughout the day on Wednesday and bitterly cold temperatures. That's why we have alert days that continue for the next 2 days beyond just today because of the dangerous cold. Again, temperatures here, some like Bentonville haven't really moved a lot, but you've already reached your highs. Many of us reached our highs early. We are done. We're down. We are into the single digits across a good portion of the area with those wind chills, those northeast winds gusting upwards of 30. Feels like 17 below zero in Iola, 16 below in Yates Center, and you can see those negative wind chills now riding the I-44 corridor, reaching down to Commerce, Mount Vernon, Webb City. It is dangerously cold out there. That's why we have cold weather advisories in this dark blue and extreme cold warnings in this blue. And you've seen the wind chills almost 20 below zero in parts of southeast Kansas. So more reasons to not go outside. I can't stress it enough. And with the reports we're getting, it worries me. You folks watching us at home right now, you're inside. Tell your friends and family not to go outside either, unless they're playing outside, but even then it's too cold. Here's an update on those snow totals. So 6 to 10 inches in the dark blue, and 9 to 13 still with locally heavier amounts possible in this purple zone. So you can see that has shifted a little further to the south because we're getting a little heavier snow down here. I'll get a little more moisture return down here for some of that snow. So again, alert day today for not just the snow, but the dangerous cold as well. Those northeast winds gusting to 30. Many of us, these highs were hours ago. Temperatures continuing to drop down to 0 tonight. Northeast winds still gusting to 25. There should have been a 1 in front of that, but you get the idea. Dangerously cold wind chills, cloudy skies, and flurries. Tomorrow, alert day continues about 11. North winds gusting to 20, mostly cloudy, a few flurries. Alert day continues through Thursday because by Wednesday night, we're 6 below zero for the low, 0 Thursday night. Now take a look though, a week from now, near 60 degrees. If we all are smart, we play it safe, we stay inside, we stay warm, we can all celebrate next week with that reward of almost 60-degree temperatures. But for now, stay off the road, stay home, stay safe, stay warm, keep watching KOAM because that's what we're doing.
Absolutely. All right, Chris, thanks. Well, still to come on KOAM News at noon, Mr. Food.
Weeknight cooking shouldn't be a chore, and with this easy as can be recipe, it's not. You'll see.
Let's check in with the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.
Backwoods country cooking is very in these days, and it proves that the most basic down-home recipes, the ones many of us grew up on, are still what we're looking for because they're easy to throw together, they're budget-friendly, and the leftovers are just as good as the original. Well, let's take a look at what we can do with a few basics. We cook some pasta according to the package directions, and we drain it. Now, we're using elbows, but egg noodles or spirals work just as well. Now, while the pasta drains, we brown some ground beef with a few seasonings, a chopped onion, and a green pepper. Now, once that's cooked, we toss that mixture into the same pot along with a couple cans of tomato soup, a can of creamed corn, and a generous amount of cheese. Now we add the cooked pasta, give it a good mix, and into a casserole dish it goes. And that's it. And the greatest thing about this is that you can freeze it before baking it, so you have a simple make-ahead dish that's ready whenever you are. Either way, you bake it off for 45 minutes or so, and you're done. And when you serve this cheesy, beefy baked casserole, get ready for easy country cooking that'll have everyone running to the table. Yep, the recipe for Hillbilly Pasta Bake is online now, so you can whip up an all-in-one casserole in a laid-back style. I'm Howard in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where every day we're looking for an easier way to say, ooh, it's so good.
Now here's a look at the 4-state market prices.
Alert days through Thursday, dangerous cold. We have the snow out there. Again, for some of us, especially along I-44, we could see 9 to 13 inches of snow, 6 to 10 outside of that. Quick reminders, I-44 eastbound on the Will Rogers Turnpike closed. Traffic being diverted at exit 313 into Miami. On the Missouri side, it is closed going into Oklahoma. Traffic being diverted at exit 4 and exit 1. And then I-44 westbound at exit 29, Sarcoxie-La Russell, also closed due to a multi-vehicle pileup. So stay home.
Yes.
Stay off the roads.
Good advice, for sure.
Absolutely. Chris, thanks. Dowd Air for us later on.
Well, of course, we're covering the snowstorm from multiple angles and places. We shot this drone footage over Joplin this morning just as the snow was starting to accumulate much deeper now. Doug Heddy's going to have an update on what's happening and what we should expect in the hours and days ahead. Plus, we're going to check on road conditions again, traffic accidents around the area. No doubt there will be perhaps many, and reporter Samantha Walker is going to have more on potential health hazards from the bitter cold and how we can better protect ourselves. I will say that I was on the road myself about 3 hours ago. Highway 69 through Cherokee and Crawford counties on my way to the TV station. Even then, the snow was accumulating. The wind was blowing pretty fiercely. I was driving two hands on, slow, and I wouldn't want to have to do it again. So that's why some of us who are here now will not be going home tonight. We know that it's going to get progressively worse in the hours ahead.
Absolutely. Well, we're glad you're here safely. Thanks, Dowd. That's the news for now. Thank you for joining us. Have a great rest of your day.